Netflix ships new code to production more than 4,000 times a day. There's no QA team signing off on those releases. There's no release manager standing at a gate. No staging freeze, no change approval board. Most of the time, the engineer who wrote the code clicks deploy and walks away. And when a deploy breaks, nobody panics because years ago, Netflix stopped trying to prevent bad deploys. Everyone else builds gates like approvals, sign offs, freeze windows, walls to keep bad code out. Netflix tore the gates down and shipped 4,000 times a day anyway. Their philosophy, in 4 words, are guardrails and not gates. A gate stops you, a guardrail lets you move fast and keeps you from going off the cliff. They don't prevent failure, they make failure boring, instant to catch and instant to reverse. Here's the machine that makes that possible. Rule number one, you never patch a running server. Most teams SSH into a box and update it in place. That's how you get config drift, that is, servers that started identical and quietly diverge. Netflix bakes a brand new machine image for every single deploy. Code, runtime, and dependencies all frozen into one immutable AMI. The old servers aren't upgraded, they are replaced. Every deploy swaps the entire fleet for a fresh one. No drift, no half patched box, no works on that server but not this one. The unit of deployment isn't a change, it's a whole machine. Rule number two is how they make rollback trivial, red and black. The current version, they call it black, is serving all the traffic. The new version, that is red, spins up right beside it. Red gets zero traffic until it passes its health checks. Once red is healthy, traffic flips over to it. Black doesn't get deleted, it sits there idle, still ready. So if red misbehaves, rollback is one move, flip traffic back to black. No rebuild, no redeploy, no scramble. The last known good version is already running. That is why an engineer can deploy and walk away. The escape hatch was built before the deploy ever started. But flipping traffic blind is still a bet. So there's rule 3, that is canaries. Before the full rollout, a tiny slice of real traffic hits the new version. A canary cluster running the new code and a baseline running the old. Both get the same live traffic side by side. Then Netflix compares them, error rates, latency, resource use. And here's the part most teams get wrong. A human doesn't eyeball a dashboard. Automated canary analysis scores the new version statistically. Pass the score and rollout continues on its own. Fail it and pipeline halts before the blast radius grows. The judgment call that used to need a senior engineer at 2 a.m. is now math. Quick one, if this pipeline's clicking into place for you, hit like and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel out. Rule number 4, never break everything at once. Netflix runs active across multiple AWS regions. A new deploy doesn't go global, it goes one region at a time. If it's bad, only a fraction of users are exposed and only for few minutes. How do they know it's bad? One number, that is stream starts per second. SPS, how many people successfully hit play per second per region? A dip in SPS in one region is the smoke alarm. And if a region is truly sick, they don't debug it live. They evacuate it, shift every user out to healthy regions, and debug later. Which brings us to the part that sounds insane. They break production on purpose. Meet the Chaos Zoo. Chaos Monkey randomly kills individual servers in production. Not staging, production. During business hours on purpose. The logic is servers will die anyway, so make them die when engineers are awake to watch. Chaos Gorilla takes down an entire availability zone, and Chaos Kong evacuates a whole AWS region. They run these drills on a schedule every few weeks. The counterintuitive result is that the more often you break it, the less it breaks by accident. Shortcuts and bad assumptions get found in a drill and not during a real outage. By the time a region actually fails, it's a Tuesday they've already rehearsed. So put the whole machine together. Commit, bake an immutable image, canary it, roll region by region, and if anything's wrong, flip back or evacuate. Every stage has a guardrail, and every failure has an instant reverse. Now the payoff numbers. Region evacuation used to take close to an hour, mostly like around 50 minutes, and a team of 2 built it in 6 months down to 8 minutes. 8 minutes to move an entire region's worth of traffic as a routine drill. And deploy reliability, transient deploy failures dropped from 4% to 0.0001%. That's not a typo, it's 4.5 orders of magnitude. That's what guardrails, not gates, actually buys you. Not fewer deploys, 4,000 a day, and nobody is afraid of anything. Now, you are not Netflix and you don't need to be. You don't need Chaos Kong or a global active fleet. But the principle ports to any team at any size. Stop pouring your effort into gates that try to prevent every bad deploy. Pour it into reversibility instead. Ship immutable artifacts, so rollback means swapping a version and not unediting a server. Put one automated check on the critical path, even a basic canary beats a manual sign off. And shrink your blast radius, that is, release to 10% before 100. The goal isn't zero failures, it's failures that cost minutes and not weekends. Netflix deploys thousands of times a day and sleeps pretty fine because breaking is cheap. If this rewired how you think about deploys, like and subscribe, that's the whole ask.